Hey everyone, Ed Piotrowski here, just doing a quick mic check to make sure you can actually hear me. We'll be up with you in about 2 minutes. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ed Piotrowski, Chief Meteorologist here at ABC 15, and the excitement is building. I know a lot of you out there can't stand snow. A lot of us actually love snow, and we're hoping for a scene like this later on today, certainly tonight, into very early tomorrow morning. So can you guess where this is? This isn't Minneapolis, this isn't Denver, this isn't Boston, this isn't Buffalo. This is Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans, Louisiana. They're getting more snow today than they've ever had in their history as a state. Pretty incredible to see that so far south. Let's concentrate on what's happening in our area. First of all, winter storm warnings continue from New Orleans through Georgia and of course the eastern Carolinas close to home. If you're watching us from our television area, then you know that you're in a winter storm warning right now. That includes all the counties in our viewing area. Winter weather advisories as you get back toward Chesterfield and eventually back toward Charlotte as well. So we have one of those storm systems where the highest amounts of snow are going to be as you get closer and closer to the coast. Here's the radar right now, and already beginning to fill in with some light flurries across parts of the PD and on the border belt, especially from Florence to Marion up toward Lumberton and points north and west of there. Mainly just some flurries right now, but it is 3 o'clock. And remember, we said after 4 or 5 o'clock today, things will really start to pick up. And that indeed is happening at this point in time. Cold air is not going to be an issue at all. There's plenty of that in place. So everything that falls will be frozen, mostly snow, but sleet not out of the question for the Grand Strand. I'll show you that here in just a second. The storm system itself extends all the way back to the Gulf Coast, and the job is showing you what's around at 3 o'clock. Here we go towards 6 o'clock. The radar really fills in. It's mostly snow for most areas. This pink of some sleet mixing in. That's my biggest concern is for folks in Horry and Georgetown counties, especially down by the beaches, that if that layer of warm air just above the ground is able to work in here in just a moment. So keep that in mind, manage expectations. If you really want snow, hope for the best, but do keep in mind sleet is a real possibility and could be quite noticeable here, especially later on tonight. All right, 9 o'clock tonight, it's snow inland, mainly snow over Horry and Georgetown counties with certainly some sleet mixing in as you get toward the coast. Toward midnight, again, sleet and snow mixed right along the Grand Strand. It's still snow across the PD and on the border belt, but it's becoming lighter now. And from 12 to about 3 o'clock in the morning, it's just some scattered light snow showers across the PD and on the border belt. Still snowing over much of Horry and Georgetown counties. And then as we head towards 6 and 7 o'clock, just about all the snow should be gone at daybreak. Closer to the coast, we can't rule out a few flurries, but things will move out and the sun will reappear, but we barely get above freezing, so whatever sticks is going to stick around for quite some time. All right, here's an hour-by-hour look at the forecast for Myrtle Beach. We're going to be near or below freezing basically all night long. So some light snow around through 6 or 7 o'clock, then things will really pick up, and it's moderate to even heavy snow and sleet from time to time, right on through the overnight hours, not really clearing out of here until in the wee hours of the morning. Now, this says 2 to 4 inches of snow. Areas just inland from the coast very well maybe see 3 to 5 inches of snow. And I'll show you the overall map here in a second. And do keep this in mind, because the ground is cold and only getting colder, it will not take very much sleet or snow to cause very hazardous, treacherous driving conditions this evening, right on through tomorrow morning. Some of the highways may get better as we head through the day, but the secondary roads and neighborhood roads, they're going to stay snow and ice covered through the day tomorrow. And anything that does melt tomorrow is going to refreeze again tomorrow night into Thursday morning. All right, so that's Myrtle Beach. Here's Florence. 1 to 3 inches of snow. I've actually upped this now to 2 to 4, and I'll show you that map in a second. I just didn't have time to update these, but you get the idea here. Cold and snowy as we head through the overnight hours, and that's going to be the case in the city of Lumberton as well. Plenty of snow around. Excited about that, probably no more so than Phil Parnell, who has been asking me about snow for about 15 days now, and you're finally going to get it. Here's the new map now. Right in, remember, the more sleet we have, the less snow actually accumulates. So that's the one part of the forecast that is iffy at this point in time. But away from the coast, back toward Conway, Loris, Whiteville, Marion, Johnsonville, and Lake City, this is the band where we could see 3 to 5 inches. Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, Bennettsville, Dillon during the overnight hours. All right, let's take a look now at the temperature forecast. And this is crucial because you have all that snow, and typical snows that we get around here, it snows and it's just about gone the very next day because it warms up. That will not be the case over the next several days. We get down to 23 tonight. We only get to 34 tomorrow. Even if the temperature is a bit below freezing, the sun does go into melting some of that ice and snow, but eventually it just refreezes unless it evaporates, and not everything is going to disappear tomorrow. Then a hard freeze on Wednesday night and Friday at melting any snow and ice that is out there, and then it warms up as we head through the weekend. That's on the Grand Strand. For those of you across the PD and on the border belt, 21 tonight, 16 tomorrow night. We have hard freezes ahead for the next 3 or 4 nights, with daytime highs in the mid-30s on Wednesday and around 40 on Thursday, then mid to upper 40s as we head through Friday and again on Saturday. And keep in mind that the winds are going to be howling as well from time to time, and that will bring the wind chills down. And now, just a few things to pass along to you. Hopefully a lot of you already know this, but just in case you don't, driving will become very treacherous this evening through overnight, right on through most of the day Wednesday, especially in the morning, and especially on those secondary and neighborhood roads. Remember, anything that does melt tomorrow, once the sun comes out, will definitely refreeze as soon as the sun goes down. A lot of folks have pets. Sometimes you forget about them. Make sure they're indoors. If they have to stay outdoors, if you take them outdoors to use the bathroom, make sure you bundle them up and provide plenty of water. Even though it's snowing and the humidity is high, very dry air will filter in as the storm. Don't walk on ice normally around here. Rubber tread-soled shoes are best. Make sure you take those slow, short steps on ice so you can recover very quickly if you start to slip at all. And remember, shoveling. How many times do you get to say that word in the Eastern Carolinas? We'll be shoveling snow and or ice as we head through tonight and tomorrow. Move only small amounts of snow. You know how heavy snow can be. It can be backbreaking. Those from the north know exactly what I'm talking about. So more information obviously will be on ABC 15 tonight at 5, 6, and 7, and again at 11. You are encouraged to download our Weather Authority app. We'll be sending notifications there. You'll get updated information. Go to your app store and search WPDE-WX, okay? WPDE-WX. Make sure you turn on your locations and your notifications. And of course, we're always updating our Weather Authority blog. And of course, all the lists of the closing delays are also at WPDE.com. So everything you need to get yourself through this winter storm is either on TV, on the web, or on our app. We've got you fully covered for sure. All right, meteorologist Jenna Warner is here as well, and she's been monitoring your questions, and we're going to see if she has any questions for me. And while we're doing that, I am going to back this up just to put up the snow total so you can admire the pretty colors that we're looking at here if you like snow. Some of you can't stand snow, I get it. I'm not one of those people. I'm looking forward to making a snow angel. I'm looking forward to making some snow cream, whatever it may be, because I've lived in the South just about my entire life. All right, Jenna, what do we got?
All right, first question up. Is there a way we see more or less than our forecast shows?
So the only way we see less, I think, is if we get a lot more sleet than we're expecting, but I think everybody's going to see some snow for sure. If this trend were to continue over the next 12 hours, and we've been trending wetter and wetter and wetter with this storm. 24 hours ago, we were thinking maybe up to 2 inches, but each run with the model cycles have shown even more moisture coming into that cold air. So Worst case scenario is we could tack on another inch or so to these totals, but this should be our final forecast based on everything we've seen, and the whole event's going to I can't even think of the word I'm trying to use here. It is happening here very, very soon. Okay, what other questions do we have?
Our next question is
Unfolding.
from
Unfolding was the
meteorologist
word.
John Smith.
Oh, meteorologist John Smith. He used to work with us here at ABC 15, one of our great employees. What is John's question?
He says he's been getting this question a lot and it might be helpful to answer. Why are the higher snow amounts near the coast this time as compared to past events where it may be inland or near the mountains?
Normally, when we get cold air and it's in place, which is a great question, John, we already know that John knows the answer to this question. He just wants to make sure everybody else knows it too.
Correct.
So it is a very good question. So a lot of times low pressure gets close enough to the coast that it actually sends a lot of warm air into the eastern Carolinas. Maybe not right at the surface, but above us. So it typically means we get rain, freezing rain, or sleet. In this case, the very dense cold air, colder than normal, has made it all the way into the Gulf Coast, and any low pressure that tries to develop actually stays pretty far to the south of us. So we get what we call an overrunning situation where the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico is coming up and over that very cold dome of air, so much so that it's basically all snow in that column all the way to the ground. We don't see that very often, and that's why most of the time we're not getting snow around here. It's more likely going to be rain, freezing rain, or sleet.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
What's the difference between an advisory, a watch, and a warning?
So if you're getting less than 2 inches of snow, they typically go with a winter weather advisory. Anything over 2 inches of snow forecast warrants the issuance of a winter storm warning. And that's why the entire area is now in a winter storm warning, because roughly 2 to 5 inches of snow looks to fall across the area, with isolated amounts that could be higher than that. As usual with a snow forecast, it's going to be right in some locations. It's not going to be right everywhere. And I think everybody's okay with that. If I tell you you're going to get 4 inches of snow and you get 6, nobody's going to complain about that. Usually goes the other way. If I tell you you're going to get 4 inches and you get 2, people complain about that. The things people complain about are just amazing to me. But anyway, here we are.
Next question.
Rain looks to stay off the coast. We'll watch carefully. Right now, I'll put the chances at only 20%. But keep in mind, if we see any drizzle or freezing light rain, it is going to cause issues because of how cold the ground will be. Right now, I think the best chances of any precipitation should be off the coast, but we'll watch that very carefully as well.
All right, I think the final question, unless something else pops up in chat, when will everything that falls
Sun, given how cold it is, there'll be some areas that still have snow on the ground right on through the upcoming weekend, believe it or not. A lot of the roads hopefully will be much, much better, especially as we head into Thursday and Friday, but it's going to be probably Thursday afternoon or Friday before things really get somewhat back to normal with some of the roads. And that is my phone going off, and I don't know if you recognize it, but my ringtone is from the show. There you go. Any other questions? It's one of my favorite shows on the planet, I'm not going to lie.
This about sums it up.
All right. All right, folks, the anticipation, it's building. We're all excited. If you like snow, I'm looking forward to it. And just this evening, you know, anytime after 4 or 5 o'clock, and especially after 6 and 7, probably not a good idea to be on the roads because, again, just a small amount of snow or sleet is going to cause very difficult traveling this afternoon. And we will be live on ABC 15. Of course, television at 5 through 6:30, and then again at 7, and then again as we head through 11 o'clock tonight. We'll be with you whenever we need to be, for sure. Hope you guys all have a great afternoon, and whatever you're wishing for with this storm, I hope you get it. Take care.